how are we feeling?
This is awful, bro.
Oh man. Okay. Right.
What did I just watch?
Immediate reactions around the table for those that haven't seen it.
I will never trust you again.
No, thing is, I did say coming into this is the worst thing ever. This is terrible. You had a choice to come with me on this.
True.
You only have yourself to blame. I told you it was terrible.
This is Threshold. This is Code of Honor. This is bad.
Not even as good as that, because at least those episodes have like Janeway and Picard in them. Okay. So we have
a mild
just
smattering of Starfleet in them.
just a hint, the essential oils of Starfleet. No, this was Section 31, directed by Olutunde Osunsanmi, who loves spinning his camera so much. You may know him from directing 14 episodes of Star Trek Discovery and the Calypso Star Trek. The story was by Bo Yeon Kim and Erica Lipolt, whose main credits have been 4 episodes of Star Trek Discovery and a short trek. And not much else. This was the screenplay itself and also executive producer. By the way, all of the above were executive producers on this. Was Craig Sweeney, who did some Discovery, the 4400, some Medium, and Elementary. So here's your pedigree for this Star Trek production. Go on, Auto, sorry.
I was going to ask, which short trek did they do?
Bright Star, the Kelpian one with Saru, where he first encounters, which was okay. So I want to play a game with you guys. We have just watched this. I would like you to describe the character based on the name I'm going to give you, because the names in this are so good. So I'm going to say a name, and I want you guys to just tell me who you think this character is. So we're going to start with Mel. Can you guys remember who Mel was?
It's the Dalton that got
Who's going to remember her? That's for sure.
Good. That was your easy one.
Who got melted?
She got melted.
Mel got melted.
That's how we can easily remember her.
Mel got melted. Love it.
It's on to me.
Okay, how about Zeph?
That's the little guy, no?
Nope.
Well,
No,
he's the skeleton dude.
He's the shit. He's the shit Borg.
He's the mech guy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The shit ball.
Hold on. Wait, is shitboard one word or 2?
Okay, how
He's
about
Gears of Borg? He's the guy from Gears of Borg.
He's the Berg. He's the Berg.
Okay, how about Alok Sahar?
That's the guy with the beard, the bald guy.
Yep.
He's the April-looking guy. Robert April-looking guy.
I love it. You guys are so vague. He was the main character.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Like the second main character. Like, yeah, he was like the second to George,
He's
the
the
leader
leader
of
of
the
the
crew.
Yeah, he's the leader of the team.
Yeah. And notice we didn't say captain because we do not give him the rank.
Yeah, no. There's no ranks here. The last one, I mean, you're going to say this one.
There was one rank.
Kazi? Quasi?
How about
Quasi.
Dada No?
Dada no. Fucking Dada no. So the full range of names we had Alok Sahar, we had Quasi, who was the shapeshifter, we had Zeph, who was the ship Borg, Rachel Garrett, we had Fuzz and Wisp, so an Irish and a South American. We had San, who was the counterpart to Georgiou, and we had Mel, who was the Delton, and Jamie Lee Curtis as Control. Kev, Dan, since you're here, I would like to have your reactions to when you first heard Fuzz's authentic accent as an Irishman yourself. No, he's now gone mute with rage. That's all I can say.
Hello?
Okay, so
He's actually a tiny Irish man inside of a mech suit, so it's going to take him a minute to process.
that's very true. Okay. I think Dan might actually be genuinely having mic issues. While we're doing that, do you guys? My vague opinion on this is. Oh, hang on. Hello.
Hello?
We can see you, but we can't hear you. Okay.
He's being strangled.
Yeah, that's good. On a scale of 1 to Father Ted, how was that? Yeah, so I mean,
the the actor who played him, Sven Roygrock. He's South
Yes.
African.
Yes,
So
which
he's a
is
South African guy doing an Irish and American accent.
we did joke that during the watch along that his resume must be I can do accents, and that was it. And no one actually read it.
Checked.
That's like saying the director's resume said I can do camera work. It doesn't tell the whole story.
I can do flashy shots of
I
people
will
spinning
say-
around.
All right, there were 2 moments I think where I went, okay, that actually wasn't bad, and I think Idol only had
Please
one
tell.
moment. That was when the shields turned on in the garbage scow and
Yep.
the little
Okay.
Tesla tendrils came out. That was actually okay. So I'll shout that out ahead of time. That was pretty good.
What's your other one?
Oh, he's saying that.
I know. I'm trying to scrub it from my brain.
Oh, okay. So this film somehow had 8 executive producers. Somehow we don't know how.
What?
Yeah. So those executive
yes.
producers
Yes.
There
also
he is.
was also the director and the screenplay and the writers as well. So I feel like there's a little conflict of interest in this film. But for those that don't know, Section 31 was originally slated. During the production of Star Trek Discovery, it was originally slated, yes, and some may know that I even doubted this would ever come out. But during the first season of Star Trek Discovery, Michelle Yeoh suggested to Alex Kurtzman that they make a spin-off series starring Philippa Georgiou, and it was announced on as a TV show on the 14th of January 2019, but obviously COVID, writer strikes happened, so it got reduced to a film and was eventually released in January 2025. So it's a whole 6 years it took to get made. Which, do you know, it sounds weird because in this day and age, actually, that doesn't sound too unreasonable when we're waiting like 2 years between seasons. Like, it has been 2 years between Strange New Worlds Season 2 and Season 3. Alex Kurtzman said that the series occupies an area of the Trek universe that's never really been explored geographically. Remember this? And that has put a new mythology to it. Speaking of Michelle Yeoh, Kurtzman said that the series would put her character to the test in a way that Discovery can't, and compared it to the 1992 Western film Unforgiven. The film was described as Mission Impossible meets Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, gentlemen, as people that have just
actually see that.
as people that have just watched that film, how would you say how accurate that phrase is?
It's an attempt at that. It wasn't successful.
It was basically tropes from a ton of different shows. What did
So
we call
many.
out? Mortal Kombat. There was like Dune, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers films, Ocean's 11. What
Yeah, a
other
lot of
ones?
Ocean's 11.
Yeah, the Ocean's 11 film.
I think there's a little bit of Snatch. There's a little bit
Yeah.
of Snatch in there as well. Lock, Stock, maybe. I can't remember one of the two.
It was definitely very Guardians Galaxy, and even for some reason Suicide Squad like inspired. It was that kind of group team. I'm very surprised it didn't have a soundtrack from like popular artists of the genre to kind of go along with it. Like,
Dude, let me tell you, every time they hit that classic Star Trek sting, I was so insulted on a personal
I
level. I'm
kinda
like,
was as well.
get that away from this movie. How dare you?
oh dear.
Damn, you're muted. You got to unmute.
He's
We're
been
all
on
waiting for pearls of wisdom.
I'm enraged. I'm so enraged. In answer to your question, I would invite the actor here and I would direct him to an area of town where they'd steal his hubcaps after first nailing the hubcaps to him.
So the Northern Irish border then.
There's places in Dublin you could do this too. I've sent tourists there, trust me.
Yeah, so Olatunde, I'm going to keep carrying on with this with unfortunate quotes, but Olatunde Unsensami said they worked really hard to make sure we kept up the ideals of optimism and kept up the ideals of what we want our society to be in the future. He compared Section 31 to the CIA and secretive government agencies focused on UFOs. Again, reactions to that statement compared to the film we just fucking watched.
Oh, I forgot Men in Black with the little mech
Yes,
suit. They
yeah.
kind of pulled.
Oh, of
there
course,
you go.
yes.
And everyone walking
yeah,
stiffly
If
around
this
the
guy has
stage.
any social media presence that we can abuse him of.
I'm very
I mean-
confused.
Yeah, there was almost zero of zero Starfleet optimism, that classic Trek optimism of
No.
the utopian future. There was none of that.
It's a nightclub.
Yeah.
There was almost
different
zero
places.
Star Trek in total. Like,
No,
I mean,
the one thing I noticed is that the only Starfleet Delta I saw was on those graphics that came up with the sort of announcing the people and announcing what they were doing. Those weird computer game first-person shooter graphics that popped up.
your intro you're watching while you're waiting for the game to load. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, if someone wants to do a series about, slightly outside the Federation that doesn't involve the Federation, that explores the universe, that's fine. But don't say this is trying to do it and then don't do it. It doesn't make sense. I think Discovery even skirted with that area when they got to season 3 and they started skirting outside of like, the Federation has fallen, and mixed responses on it, but I generally enjoyed what they showed of, cultures outside of the Federation that weren't appealing to the ideals. But then this was nothing to do with that whatsoever. This was a weird heist film all over the place. I mean, sorry, I'm kind of stumbling for words because I don't know where to approach it, because
you're out of practice too.
I am as well a little bit. But I suppose, like, since this was a TV show that's condensed down into like a TV film, I'm not even going to call it a movie. It's a TV film in
It's a TV movie.
in the same way of
Straight
like
to VHS.
Alien Nation, or
Straight to VHS.
straight to DVD. I was expecting the
Get to
anti-pirate
VHS and nobody has a VHS. That would be the best way for this.
straight to VHS in
Just a laser
2004.
This is the movie your grandma bought you for Christmas as a kid because she didn't understand what you liked, and you're like, "Oh, thanks, Grandma."
I thought you were a Star Trek movie. Yeah, no, you didn't.
Did I ever tell you that time
Oh
my
my
wife
God.
bought me the worst present ever? I said, "Can I?" It was 2004-5ish. Huh?
Careful, this is being recorded.
No, it's fine. She knows. We've been over this several times. I said, I'd really like that new Call of Duty game, Call of Duty 4, which had come out, and I have a PC. So she bought me Call of Duty 3 for the PlayStation 2. I did not own a PlayStation 2, so it's just like, it kind of reminds me of that. It's a very similar kind of situation. But anyway, so guys, like, where do we feel on the two things, the characters and the mess of the plot? Was there a character you guys thought, okay, this was something good about this film? Like, did you like anyone from this plot?
No.
No. No.
The mother was fine because she died early. It wasn't in it very much.
Yeah, yeah.
The hot
I
girl.
really like Sir not appearing in this film. Really.
The one thing I noticed is that Georgiou was a big character in Discovery. Just her presence was big. She was you kind of paid attention. There was none of that presence in this movie. Georgiou was just another person in the room. That was weird. That was off. It wasn't. The movie was meant to be about her. It's based on her. She's the spin-off. I don't know. There was nothing there.
Considering how she left Discovery, she had the whole big moment where she revisited her past as the Terran Empire, and then Carl, the Guardian of Forever, said, right, let's come and whiz you somewhere where you can do some good, and they took her to a nightclub that can warp.
Basically.
So, just checking, the guy has not posted on Instagram since January. When he did, he posted I gotta get this in. It was not human. UFO whistleblower details recovery of giant egg-like object. that was his. And his previous posts were about the success of his movie, his Star Trek movie.
You're spoiling the plot of the next movie.
They did
Giant egg. Hang on, there was a giant egg-like object.
a
To be
Fabergé
fair,
egg.
It was made of foundry.
I did go to high school with one of the guys in Congress that was talking about some of that stuff a couple years ago. So,
Oh, God. Yeah, this is definitely a film for people that are into conspiracy theories, because they'd probably find something to latch on into this, going, yeah, I knew it! Tiny dolls are going to make us all explode.
Yeah,
They did try to set something up. That whole last scene, they were trying to set up, well, if we do another mission together, and I'm like, all right, once again, I'm offended. Please don't suggest that this is going to happen again.
I feel like we've
All right,
entered. Go on.
To answer your question, Quasi, I thought was the one that annoyed me least. He had some one-liners that were like near dad joke levels, but they weren't chaos is my friends with benefits or that level bad. They were just kind of cheesy. So I thought he was okay. He didn't have a terrible accent. He turned. I said when he morphs his little changeling thing, he looks like someone dropped a drawer of silverware and just kind of they tumbled all around, and so that was kind of cool. Yeah.
He's like the worst superhero ever. Knife and fork man.
He was a wacky waving inflatable arm flailing changeling man.
Yeah.
So I would like to see like what did they cut, because maybe actually as a TV show would have been like not good, but might have been okay if there was a lot more in there.
I think you definitely had more payoff for the whole mole storyline if you'd have known it had a bit more emotional attachment to the characters. Instead, it was just like, by the way, we've abducted Giorgio. One of us is a mole, and I could just like, if I was Philippa Giorgio, I'd have been like, I don't give a fuck. Like, it's just, who cares? I barely know you people.
I don't care.
Yeah. My guilty pleasure in this film is I quite like Rachel Garrett. I thought that's quite a fun. Like, if I could follow on a series from her being sort of like being a crazy chaos gomlig or whatever it was, and then sort of going off and learning to be a captain a proper way, not in the kind of Tilly way, but more in a kind of...
That was weird.
Yeah, it was more weird because it was unexpected, and it was just sort of came out of nowhere, like most of this film with every single plot point. Yeah.
It would have been better if she wasn't portrayed as a clear Starfleet officer.
Yeah.
Well...
So have you seen? I mean, there are reviews. There is an embarrassment start to finish.
Yep.
God.
There is badly goes where everyone has gone before.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is very good. That's very good. Let me see.
Oh no, I've got one here. I have one in my notes already. So writing for Slate. No, name is fine. We can praise this review. J. Brian Lauder called this film a disaster and a debris-filled of a film with a derivative plot and the most boring ending imaginable. Which I wouldn't even call it the end boring. I would just call it trite, because it is the same as this whole film is pieces of other films you have seen before. There is nothing new or imaginative in all of this. There's bits of Guardians of the Galaxy. There's bits of Ocean's 11. There's bits of every film. There's nothing. It doesn't bring anything to the table.
No.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's not just that it doesn't bring anything as a film. Oh no, it doesn't bring anything as a Star Trek film. It doesn't bring anything as a film itself. If you were to put this in the cinema and give it to the general public, there'd be nothing for them either. At least Star Trek The Voyage Home, my wife and her mother would watch, because there's whales in it, and there's some comedy in the 24th century talking about LSD wrong, and he's a quirky alien. You can relate to The Voyage Home. There's nothing here. Even the Guardians of the Galaxy is which is this direct inspiration, is... I
really like the ending. I really like the ending where they took the big universe destroying bomb and threw it through the wormhole into, and it destroyed the invading army. Exactly like the end of Avengers.
Exactly like the end of many episodes of Star Trek and many episodes of other sci-fi franchises.
Yeah. It's a ticking bomb cliche counting down to zero on the bridge of a starship exploding.
Yeah, we've got a tower in space. We need it closed. We also have a bomb that's about to go off. What do we do?
Wasn't the weapon meant to destroy the entire quadrant? It's just combined to this one wormhole. I'm very confused.
The wormhole was the gap between the Terran universe and our universe, the Prime universe. Sorry, I shouldn't say our universe.
You're trying so hard.
Clutching for logic here, you're clutching.
The bomb was the box, and they threw it into the wormhole, and it was fine. They just didn't. I don't know. They didn't.
Yes. Yeah, and at the end, Clouseau and Dreyfus run and fight, and
they played the Star Trek theme song. We all clapped. Hey!
Yeah. Oh, I love this one. Yo is an action icon who was part of one of the greatest sword fights ever filmed. What we get here, however, is mostly over-edited, graceless chaos.
The fight scenes, though. Those fight scenes were fucking awful. They were terrible.
Except for the Batman reference. I mean, the music would make it so much better.
No, they definitely didn't show Michelle's.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, definitely didn't
Yeah,
show
they
Michelle
could do
Yeoh's best at all.
No, they massively underused their talents there.
I mean, she is getting up there. Isn't she like 60 when she made this movie? So like maybe she can't do as much as she could before. But she definitely could have done more than they showed.
But it's not just Michelle Yeoh, like the Vulcan guy or the Vulcan
Android.
There was the fight scene sort of towards the end where he was with the guy who's the leader. I can't remember the name. And
Okay. Do you mean Alok Sahar?
Alok, yeah.
Bear in mind, right? Just some context for anyone watching this. Like, we've all played, like, we've been Star Trek fans for many years. We play Star Trek Timelines. We know the names of the most obscure of characters in all of Star Trek. If you name an episode, we go, oh yeah, that's the guy with Gruntle Flumple Lump in it. And he was played by this guy who was also in Star Wars. These characters are just so forgettable as names. But sorry, carry on. Alok Sahar.
But yeah, he was having a fight scene with the Vulcan guy, and it was awful. At one point, he did that classic thing where he ran and jumped off a wall, and it's like he just kind of there was nothing to it. There was no, yeah, there was nothing there. There's no. It's like the director's just gone, okay, right now you're going to run this way. You're going to jump off that wall, and they've gone for the test run, and they've gone, yeah, there you go. That's it. That's the shot.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Great work, guys. Great work. Aren't we good?
Yeah.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson, who fake fights for a living, came on Voyager and did a much better job fighting than whatever this was. So you have no excuse, though, because outside of Michelle Yeoh, no one here has come from Star Trek before. So you could have cast people that were actually very good at fighting or very good at acting, for that matter, and had them do whatever you need in this movie. Instead, they hire the guy that does accents. Like, what?
And then they get into fights.
Is he going to be like the Tom Hardy of the future? He'll be in one really shit Star Trek film, and then he'll be like an international sensation in about a few years' time.
He's doing Cockney accents in every movie now. Or it.
And he'll talk like this.
Yeah.
All right, I think it's time. We haven't. I've been itching to press this trigger for a long time. Unless you've got something to say, Otto. You look like you're on the. Have you got something to say?
I may. All right.
Go on.
Let's hypothetical for everyone here. Let's say you went to the theater to take in some Mongolian throat singing. Great harmonies on those guys. And you sit down and you listen to this man harmonize with himself. And somewhere in hour 2, you look down at your playbill and it says at the top, Star Trek : Mongolian throat singing. Now there's 2 ways you can look at that. The first person would go, wow, this is a great episode of Star Trek. This really adds to the rich lore of the sci-fi world. And the second person would say, why the fuck does this say Star Trek on it when it has absolutely nothing to do with... So let me ask, which camp are you in? Are you in the, hey, if it says Star Trek, it's real Star Trek, or have you finally been pushed far enough where you're like, or this is just not it?
That was just better. That flyby there. That was better.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I would pay money to see that at the cinema over this.
It was
just made better content.
I have. So okay, it was shit. Worst production of Star Trek ever. But you know me.
It's real.
It's real.
I'm in that camp.
I'm happy
it's horrible.
Right, if Alex Kurtzman or whoever takes over Star Trek in the future comes out and just says, and do what they do with various other big production companies, say, by the way, we're decanonizing this, I'll be like, huzzah, throw it in the bin. But it is on screen and it is there. And it is canon.
It's Pope's phone number.
It's justice. Justice is canon. Wesley fell into the fucking flowers and nearly got killed by fucking topless guys with syringes in their fucking crotches. Like, that happened, so did this.
To be fair, Roddenberry did rewrite most of that, so that is the most pure Trek you can have.
Like, that's so much better. Okay.
Yeah, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
Well, the quote Jonathan Frakes never happened.
Never happened. Mistake.
Oh, we haven't
I
got
don't
the triggers
understand
on.
because Star Wars is spinning out
they should be.
properties left and right, but they all kind of feel closer to Star Wars than whatever this was.
I mean, they've released Andor,
Yeah.
which was like the most. Everyone was looking at Andor, going, "Why? Who the fuck wants this?" And it turns out to be one of their best things ever. Like, it's crazy. Why can't Star Trek do that? It's because Paramount is stupid, as has been evidenced by latest things. But how about we have a little
Play this
bit?
thing.
How about a little bit of? No, fuck. Why aren't you working? See, we haven't done this for a while. Just imagine there's a picture of Avery Brooks on screen going, bread. So, gentlemen, please, what was your bread of the... Why was that not working? I thought I'd fixed my triggers. What was your bread of the episode? Which basically means the best or worst or most memorable moment.
Most memorable.
Most memorable moment that sticks out to you. Start with you, Boota. What was your bread of the episode?
The thing that sticks out the most to me was the very weird moment with Giorgio and Garrett, where they were talking about like Chaos is her mistress or whatever, and then it's my friend with benefits. I was like, what the fuck is that? It's memorable. I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's memorable.
Yeah.
Okay, Cranky, how about you? What was your bread of the episode? Hang on, what was your...
Bread.
There we go. We got it working.
Bread.
What was your bread of the episode?
I mean, the bit that kind of sticks out to me the most is all the badness all the way through.
Entire film.
No,
Shit.
I mean, so weirdly, the one scene that kind of, I don't know why it stuck in my mind, but it reminded me of the X-Files, where Mulder and Scully are wandering through a field looking for something supernatural, and it was that scene where it was Giorgio and Airlock walking just after they'd been told to stay low and keep low and tight, stay out of sight, and they were sort, they were
Just
Boldly
boldly
walking.
walking through.
yeah.
Stay frosty.
But it was very much. I mean, I think you said it. It was like a weird detective show. They're looking for clues in a field of someone who's been kidnapped.
I swear to God, it
It
changed
was
from
just
like
weird as
Ocean's
fuck.
11 to House to like sci-fi action in about 3 scenes.
Yeah. No, yeah. It was very peculiar. It was kind of. For some reason in my head, as I was watching that was the X-Files. That was Mulder and Scully wandering through a field.
Kev, how about you? What was your bread of this episode?
Yeah, no, I think just the generic river of effluent that was the plot.
Oh, hold on. I got it because Shyporn isn't here. I got to shout him out. Where is it?
We wanted Shy to be here for this one.
He said, if you put a gun to
good.
my head, I could not tell you the plot of that movie now. Completely evaporated. So,
Good. Someday, hopefully tomorrow. I hope that's me.
I was gonna say it's been probably about 20 minutes since we've watched it, and
Wonderland.
I'm starting to lose it. It's starting to go from my head. Auto,
Yeah.
what's your bread?
if they were going to steal a Men in Black trope, they should have just neuralized everyone at the end of the movie so we don't have to remember what went on.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's just going to be that guy with the Vikings and the terrible,
Ah.
the elongated
Yeah.
vowels, and it's so over the top that I was going to say I came out of the theater talking about it, but I would never pay to watch this in the theater. So
No.
You wouldn't pay.
that's what I'll remember. Just the really bad accents.
He kind of
Yeah.
just needed the clip of Disco at the end where he just says, "Computer, delete that entire log."
Delete bullshit.
Yes.
Idle. Idle. What's your bread?
So it's definitely sort of very close to the intro. For some reason, we get this, like you said earlier, Cranky, the video game cutscene while we're waiting for the game to load, info dump, followed by info dump, followed by Airlock Cesar, or whatever his name was, going up to Giorgio and saying, "Here's my team," and then you get the bow 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 bow, and then like you suddenly get like the Ocean's 11. This is what we could have done with a plot, and you're like, why are we spending 7 minutes on this? What they're not going to do, and that got me too. I was like, okay, so this is an Ocean's 11 funny film, and then it turned into not being that. So that's gonna
But
be.
they shot
That's new.
because they shot those scenes
Mhm.
and then junked them and then found them on the cutting room floor, and then shot a tiny intro because they'd already paid for the effects.
It's the first heist I've ever seen them explain how they're not going to do it after it already happened and got messed up. I've never seen that before.
Look, I don't know. I think some films do go through, like, I'm pretty sure, and it's been about 10 years since I watched it, but like Ocean's 11 does do, like, here's how the plan's supposed to unfold, and here's what actually happens.
Yeah, but they do it before it happens.
Yeah.
Not after.
Yeah, it's.
They do it after it did
Well,
not.
with Ocean's 11, they kind of explain what they were going to do, and then
It was brief.
it shows you the clips of them actually doing it, and they do it. So as they're explaining it, they are actually doing it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But see, the one weird thing I noticed is the way it kind of felt is like they'd filmed like a 3-hour movie, and they've got all these action scenes, they've got all this stuff that's going on where they do story, and they cut out all the bits where you see them doing the story and just lefting the little in-between bits where they explain what happened in the bit where they were doing the story. So it just jumps from clip to clip where they're going, oh, we did this and we did that, and then that person did this,
that's
and
this
we went
film's
there. And then it
biggest-
jumps to another clip where, we're going to do this now, and then we're going to do that.
Yeah.
You miss out all the actual action bits.
This film's
You know what the
biggest
best thing
crime.
with those, though?
Sorry, Kev, go on.
No, go for it. I've got something that elevates it.
Okay, this film's biggest crime is the fact that it breaks the show don't tell rule, and the fact that it just tells without doing it. Even like in the detective scenes when they're trying to work out who the mole is, Molly,
Moly.
and they're trying to do that. They just spend the whole time just going, well, blah 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 blah, blah blah blah, and they don't show anything. They just talk the whole time. For your action-led espionage Star Trek sci-fi film, it's kind of lame. Go on, Kev. You were going to say.
However, it makes every other shit episode, every shit story, everything not as bad as this. It raises the bar by lowering the sewer.
Are you saying this is a Rod Roddenberry inside job to take down the Kurtzman administration?
It just balances. It brings balance to the force.
Kind of want to watch Final Frontier now. That's how bad it is.
Final Frontier was not this bad.
It was not this bad.
No.
It was not this bad.
Idle, you have to go back
times in the cinema.
Go back in your spreadsheet and just add 1 rank to everything that we've reviewed before.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I think you rated something like 1 billion and something.
Code of Honor. Code of Honor raises.
I'm sure this has happened in other movies, but what comes to mind is the Italian Job remake, where they do the show don't tell thing, where they walk and it's supposed to cut in between them talking and them doing it. But then when they actually do the plan, it turns out differently than what they talked about. So even though you're watching the same thing twice, it feels different because it is different. So instead, they just kind of cut out half of what was going on and told you about it instead.
Because they didn't actually do it.
Where's that? Okay, how about this for a section of this review, which we're still doing for some reason? Nope. That didn't work either. For fuck's sake. All right, let's go to this one instead. This one going to work?
There, can we clip that piece? That was the best
Why
bit.
are my triggers not working?
Oh, he's done it again! That's the line. Say the line, Millhouse.
Hang on. I'm going to get this to fucking work eventually. Hang on.
Just recreate it, Idle.
No, my stream deck is broken. Okay. Imagine Rom is saying...
I can show you my rating code.
Yeah, I think that's where we're going to go to now. So, we need a rating code for this episode, because we've done it for every other thing. Please, if you've got how many somethings out of somethings, I have thought of nothing. If you guys have any ideas, please start thinking of them. But first, I would like to gauge your best and worst moments of this episode. So, please, Auto.
Because I have a best
Head of
moment.
the class.
I'm gonna go with the shields at the end where they Tesla coil it, which I thought was fine.
Yeah, that's good. Good steal.
I'll
take the one good moment.
Yeah.
There are quadrillion worst moments. So I'm gonna give you threw you guys a bone. I thought it was really dumb where at the end or at the beginning she kills her family, passes the test, and they beam down like 800,000 people just to like salute her. I'm like, doesn't that waste ship's energy to beam down that many people for that? Couldn't you just beamed her up to the ship and saluted her there? I don't get it.
How's the post-energy crisis you talking?
There you go. That was a bad moment.
Pretty bad moment. Okay, Boota, best and worst moment. Oh, wait, to be fair, I will give you a leeway. If you can't find a best moment, I feel free to do worst and worst moment. This will be the only exception in the entirety of Trek that will ever do this. Worst and worst.
My god. Best moment. I mean, the end was the best when it was over.
He's
I
taking
will
it.
never watch this film again. I will never watch this film again.
I've watched this
awful.
twice now, and I feel bad.
I know what's wrong with you.
I made you guys watch this because I needed to share this pain.
Worst moment. Yeah, there's so many. Let's just go with the fact that, like, the plot made no sense. I don't know what I watched. I don't know who this is for.
Yeah.
Let's just
Yeah.
go with that.
Stars. Who
I
was this for?
don't know who this is for. Yes.
You're right. Just to expand on that, like, literally, who is this for? It's not for diehard Star Trek fans because it's not good
No.
enough for that. It's not for people who are casual fans because it's just shit. Where does this
But
fall?
also,
Go on.
to expand on that further, what actually was the plot? What was the plot?
So, from what I gather, Georgiou had a friend who she went into combat with, and she betrayed him. She asked him to
She
build a
became
bomb.
emperor.
He built the bomb. She thought she'd killed him. The bomb got brought over to the Prime Universe. Section 31 found out about some dodgy dealings,
wasn't
not even
explained
knowing
either.
about the bomb. They found the bomb and
You're
they
hurting my
detonated the
brain.
bomb, after finding out that the Terrans were going to invade.
No.
Maybe?
Yeah, but then like, almost every point in that explanation, it's like, why though? But why? You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But why? Yeah, the plot was awful.
Oh. Yeah, not great.
No.
Best worst. Cranky. Best worst.
It's hard to pick a worst moment. There were many worst moments. I think one of them's got to be that children's doll. There's a guy flying into it, and they got a children's doll. They poured some water on the battery, and it blew up half the universe.
Guys, Baby
Like-
Yoda's so cool right now. What if we did a Baby Yoda?
Yeah.
We could sell so
By the
much
way-
merch, but we don't fucking sell merch! God damn it.
What kind of doll is programmed to say we're all going to die, and then you hand that to a child?
Not gonna lie, there is probably a Addams Family line of Wednesday dolls that do say that.
Yeah,
But the explosion from that was less powerful than the universe-killing bomb MacGuffin fondant cake.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about everything's made of fondant cake dialogue.
You guys are
Fondant
stealing
cake,
all
yeah.
my rating codes, by the way.
I think another worst moment, by the way, not a best moment, is
It's fine.
was basically every fight scene. They were. I don't think I saw a fight scene that was any good. They either blurred out. They had one of the best martial arts actors on screen, and they blurred out her fighting, or the camera was spinning around doing the Batman, or they just flip from side to side and back to front, and you don't actually see any of the action. Or it was that Vulcan dude who basically kind of just fell off that wall that he tried to jump off, and it was terrible. It was just awful choreography.
It did seem like
That
they were
time
making
when
an effort to...
Yeah, I don't know. When my connection broke, that was the best bit.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm trying
Go
to
ahead,
think
Mandy.
of a best bit. I can't think. Come to me at the end, and if I think
right,
of a
okay,
best
okay.
bit, then we'll go again.
Kev, best and worst.
That bit where I couldn't see it was the best.
That's your best.
Um,
Okay. What was your worst?
and-
I'll allow
yeah.
it. I will allow it
Um,
on this occasion. What was your worst?
I mean, I got to get the accent as the worst. I mean, really, it
That
was.
was.
Yeah,
That's why I said I'm kind of glad you're here.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave soon before this explodes, killing like hundreds of nearby people.
I'm gonna say my best. I didn't mind Rachel Garrett. I think the tragedy is we didn't get more expanded over a series. Because I quite like Rachel Garrett in yesterday's Enterprise. I feel there's something there that could be expanded on in some kind of prequel series. Sadly wasted here. Worst moment? Haha. Okay, so why the fuck was young Garrett whispering the entire time she was narrating the death of her fucking family? She's like, so you had the contest, yes, and I killed everyone except the guy that's going to betray me. It's just like, why are you whispering? Why are you also British all of a sudden?
Yeah, she was British.
Come on, Michelle Yeoh's British, shouldn't you know?
No, but could you not have sat her down with Michelle Yeoh and just did a little bit of accent merging? Unless Georgiou does have, I don't know, some moment of whatever. But okay, it is time for us to start to kill the pain slightly and detonate the subspace whatever the fuck that was at the end of the episode on this stream.
Hold on.
Go on. Oh yes.
I come up with the best moment.
Yes.
Remember those 3 seconds when they did the little tricorder sound effects that sounded like Star Trek?
You clapped. You heard the Star Trek sound and you clapped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow, this is actually Star Trek.
Your Pavlovian track response kicked in there for a second.
Yeah. And I suddenly felt joy for 3 seconds.
The sound director was like, "This one's for the nerds." Yeah.
Alex Kurtzman said that the series occupies an area of the Trek universe that's never really been explored geographically, and that it puts a new mythology to it. Sorry. Okay.
Damn said, and I agree with him. Actually, this makes me more hesitant to watch the next Michelle Yeoh product. Olatunde Usunsanne, I'm probably not going to watch whatever he makes next. This actually legitimately raised or lowered like my assessment of their abilities, so it's not good.
I have a review of one of his movies from 2009, which is The Fourth Kind. The first line is, or as it should have been called, Close Encounters of the Worst Kind, in every conceivable sense.
Wow. There's something about
failing
upwards.
Getting work.
Failing upwards seems to be.
He's failing sideways.
Oh yeah, actually no, that's true. Section 31 isn't exactly prestige film television. It's hardly. Yeah, it's not super.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay, let's go. Hang on. I'm just going to give my thing.
Try it one more time.
One more time. Hang on. I've got to find where it is.
Let's see if the trigger works this time.
That's funny because this one does. No, it doesn't. Fuck me.
No, it doesn't.
Hang on. Oh, something's gone wrong.
No, it is. It's the one that does nothing. That works.
Hang on. Give
Still a
me
better
a minute.
product than the movie we just watched.
Does the outro work? We can just go to that.
Yeah. All right. Okay, gentlemen. I need a Schiller rating from one of you. I'm beginning to believe it's Auto. What have you got for me to enter into my wonderful spreadsheet of genuine Star Trek canon products?
Gentlemen, how many exploding nuclear-powered dolls made of fondant, which probably should have issued a recall, out of 10 would you give this movie?
Okay. Start with you, Booter. Out of 10. Bear in mind, we have had minus numbers before. For example, I believe Justice was. Oh, hang on. Let me just scroll back.
Find your worst rating. We're going to need it.
What's the worst rating on the sheet?
Stars gave Justice a -4. I don't think we've had anything lower than a -4. Oh no, sorry.
I think he gave
Code of Honor was a -5.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is our lowest rating.
Yeah, but those are now raised by 1% each.
I kind of
okay. Your lowest rating is -5. I just feel like -10. Like let's just blow it up. This is detrimental to the Trek brand overall.
The one thing I brand overall. The one thing I will say is it wasn't Gene Roddenberry brand offensive. It wasn't the kind of, oh no, this damages
They
humanity.
invented
in
a
this
whole
way.
new brand of offensive.
This
Was it not?
is made for no one. This movie was
Yeah.
made for no one. The plot doesn't make sense. The characters are not memorable. You wasted Michelle Yeoh's talent on this film. Like, that itself is a point. At least. It's not Star Trek. It's not an action movie. It's not anything. It's a Frankenstein film.
So here's
Pieces
the
from
one
a
thing.
bunch of different things.
So I have a little bit of a bugbear when people sort of say like, "Oh, it's not Star Trek," and you know, we've spoken about this
over it.
before, Otto, because we've had arguments about it before. But I have a little bugbear, and I'm of the opinion that like, okay, it can be set in the Star Trek universe, it can tell a different story. But I'm fully prepared to say, can we trade this with Galaxy Quest? Because my other bugbear is when people say Galaxy Quest is a Star Trek film. I'm like, no, it's not, because it's its own thing.
Yeah.
But actually,
Yes,
in
it
hindsight,
is.
if we could just swap the two, that'll be fucking brilliant, and I'll be so happy. Kev.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, go on.
Wait, a boot. You got to tell me -10 what out of 10?
Exploding dolls. I don't remember the whole thing.
No. Exploding
There-
nuclear
there's
powered dolls
fondant
made
in
of
there.
fondant that should be, what was it, recalled?
Probably should have been recalled. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I
Kev.
wanted to go with something like Shooter McGavin related. That was where my head was at.
So as cold as the coldest space, I'm giving it a minus 273.15.
I like that. Is that
Feeling
sort
that
of
might
a Kelvin
affect the
measurement?
average a little bit.
Well,
That's in Celsius, exploding dolls.
Excelsius exploding dolls.
In Celsius. It's
yeah.
Celsius. Yes.
Third.
I would say Cranky, but he's just disappeared into another
Title,
dimension.
you go.
Okay,
I'll be back in 2 minutes.
that's fine.
Don't forget to mute the mic, buddy.
Bless him, young love. I'm going to be the reasonable one and just give this a flat 0. This is worth at no point is this worth anyone's time. The one thing I will say is it's not. If you were to put this on the background, there's nothing that would make you turn to this and go, "Oh, what the fuck's going on?" It's completely forgettable. It's worth nothing of no one's time. There is no reason for anyone to watch this. Therefore, it is worth nothing. That is just there is, and again, I repeat this so many times when I've talked about this film to people. Is the phrase from Stars, who is this for? It is for no one. It's not for Star Trek fans. It's not for casual fans. There is no reason for anyone to have made this other than to satisfy Michelle Yeoh once saying, hey, I really love my character, which, to be fair, Georgiou in Discovery was kind of a fun character.
cool.
Yeah, it was kind of fun to watch. And would have been good if they had someone competent making it, but unfortunately they didn't. And they also had a few other dilemmas like COVID and the writer's strike, which, like Miyamoto from Nintendo says, a delayed game is bad. A delayed game is just delayed. A rushed game is bad forever. This is neither. This was neither delayed nor it was rushed. It is just bad. And it will always be bad because for some reason the money's been put to the wrong people who just happen to go the right way and happen to interject with Michelle Yeoh. Which, if you've seen Everywhere, Everything, All at Once, or Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, or any of other Michelle Yeoh's great films, they're great. But for her to suddenly go like, I've won an Oscar and now I'm doing this trash, is a very kind of Bruce Willis, Steven Seagal move, which people will unfortunately look onto as that. So I'm going to give it a 0 out of 0. Otto?
0-1.
0 exploding nuclear powered dolls made of fondant that probably should have been recalled.
Very good. All right, if this was just any movie, I'd probably give it like a 0.2 or something. Because like I said, there were one or two things, like the flying scenes at the end, the graphics were pretty good with the little barge. But rating this as a Star Trek movie, I would give this an N/A. because it's not a Star Trek movie. And I'm no coward. I can say, as someone who's watched it for decades and decades, it is not a Star Trek property. I'm sorry if that offends you. The movie offended me, so now we're in the same boat. But since NA will probably break your spreadsheet, I'll also give it a flat 0. Exploding nuclear powered dolls made of fondant, which probably should have been recalled, out of 10. Whatever. It doesn't actually offend me. It's just like, it's not.
It's nothing.
I choose to. God. All right, I'm going to go here. If you've ever known someone or heard of someone who like committed a terrible crime and you're related to them, you're like, no, it couldn't have been her. I've known her whole life. I love her. She's so sweet. It's like, no way could Star Trek have hurt me this bad. That can't be real Star Trek. So that's kind of where I'm at with that 0.
And bearing in mind, we've kind of glossed over a lot of Gene Roddenberry's like antics, which in current political hindsight is nothing.
He gets worse with over the years.
Yeah. Okay, Cranky. You're the last one to deliver this final verdict. You can give this a 10 out of 10. You can save this from possibly being a minus number. Can you? I'm going to check.
No, he'd have to give it a
Actually,
300,
no. Actually, you can't. So
Yeah, with doubts.
we're in the minus numbers. Go on.
No, I mean, yeah, like Auto says, this isn't a Star Trek movie. It's just simply not. It's
No.
See, this is tough for me because I'm very much in that camp of this is canonized as Star Trek. So
That's
in my head,
like you say, you can have films or products of Star Trek that don't do the whole like, oh, we're Starfleet on Star Trek starships.
Yeah.
But it's just not good. Anyway, sorry to hijack your racing. Go on.
No. But yeah,
By the way,
like,
after we cut the stream, Idle's going to keep going on this tangent.
Yeah, I need to sleep.
So I'm excited.
need to
I haven't
sleep.
done this for a while. I have many opinions.
it's all
Sorry,
coming
please.
out 6 months
mute me,
worth
it's
of
fine.
not streaming. But yeah, no, it's like it's canonized. It is Star Trek. This is part of the Star Trek franchise, and I mean, they could in the future something could be made off the back of this, and it could be good. It could be. It might not be. But it is canonized, so it is Star Trek, unfortunately. But yeah, like Auto says, it's not. It's just it's a movie, and it's not a very good movie, but it's there. It's just there. It's a 0 for me in terms of nuclear-powered exploding dolls made of fondant that should have been recalled. But yeah, I don't know. It's so tough. It's not Star Trek. It's Star Trek, but it's not Star Trek at all, really.
Yes,
is
we
it?
know.
I feel like
Starfleet.
Palpatine. Good. Let the critic flow through you.
Guys, it's not his worst reviewed movie.
What's his worst?
Do you know what? The funny thing is, I can point to
2013, 6%.
Oh.
6%.
What movie is that?
Evidence. That's what we got to watch next.
That's our next review.
The funny thing is,
We're just gonna.
do you know what the worst thing is?
Go on.
I can probably point to a lot of other bad films that I would still watch because they're entertaining, because they're bad. This is just this isn't bad. It's just a trope. It is a
not bad to be
replica
funny.
of bad. It's a replica of good films they've done badly. It is like the middle ground of nothing. There are bad films you watch, like The Room, for example, with I forget his name now.
Tommy
Yeah,
Wiseau or
yeah,
whatever his name
and
is.
you watch
Steven
that and you go
Seagal.
like, wow, this is so badly acted that it is funny. And you watch films like that because they're reasonably entertaining. Or like Kung Fury, where they've dubbed over like other Asian films with like wee wee wee, or like things like that. And for some reason, there's a CGI cow that they have to fight. Shit like that's funny to watch in a bad sense. This is just nothing. That's why I rate is 0. It's nothing. There's nothing here. It's not worth your time.
Read us out, Idle.
I will read us out. If you'd like to know what Star Trek, where this ranks in the rating of Star Trek episodes, you'd be very surprised. It's at the bottom. The one thing that does beat it.
I wonder why that is. Where will it rank?
Do you know the funny thing is, Code of Honor does beat it, but actually, I kind of think Code of Honor's worse in a little way, but I don't know.
No.
At least it's got Picard in it.
It's got Starfleet in it in some semblance.
Yeah. And Justice was a 0.4, minus 0.4, and the Children Lead was just a flat 0. So, but anyway, thank you guys for indulging me on this absolute shitfest of a film. Kev, Boot, Cranky Auto. We might be back.
What a hell of a comeback, by the way, after a 6-month hiatus.
Me and you, Auto, we need to have a stream where we have a therapy session about what's happened.
I mean, do you know that quote from Billy Madison? That's how I feel about this movie. Do you know what we're talking about?
Go on. I haven't watched Billy Madison yet.
Okay. I'll pull it up. Give me 1 second. I had it on here. Okay.
A memorable quote.
I'll give you the quote from. I'll give you a review of one of his other movies.
Oh God.
So bad. Not only utterly bizarre visual representation of the story, but also the script and the story. Ye gods, do better. This is not this movie.
See, I don't like that, because do better implies that they should try again, and they really shouldn't.
This is his fourth worst reviewed movie.
He tried again, and he came up with this.
Wait. So he's actually on an upward trend, a very slow upward trend.
Yes.
In 30 years' time, he's going to produce a mediocre
Yes,
movie.
he will be up there with Denis Villeneuve or whatever.
This has got a 20%.
All right,
There's an
Buta,
18
take us
and
out.
2 6s.
All right. What you've just said is one of the most insanely idiotic I have ever. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you ever close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
And with that, we're out. Stay tuned to the Discord and all that stuff, and we will be back. Hey, that one still works. Way.
Don't do that, bro. This is for Star Trek.
Yeah, that's true.
We're not doing Star Trek.
Yeah, give the fingers.